Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us here today Bruce Fleet, author, The Solomon Secret, 7 Principles of Financial Success from King Solomon's History's Wealthiest Man. Bruce, welcome to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm doing great, Kurt. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Hey, listen, how is The Solomon Secret so unique from other financial investment books? Because I tell you, I do a lot of interviews, Bruce. Why is it different?
I'll bet you do. I think the difference is that the principles stated in this book are not only time-tested, but proven over 3,000 years. And I read a lot of finance books, too, and not many of them have a 3,000-year track record.
Right, all right. So Solomon's Secret continues to perform today, would you say?
It's very relevant. Everything in the book is relevant. It's not a book about investing. It's a book about how to think about and handle every aspect of money. And I think it's fair to say we've really blown it in this country with how we take care of our money, or we don't take care of it.
Sure.
Just look at the recession that we're in and hopefully finally coming out of.
Right.
I think, and I know this is hard to hear, but I think this recession is our fault.
Okay. Well, you know, some of us did spend, others kind of saw it coming, put some money aside. They did clean up their financial house. We pounded a table for a year right here on Traders Nation. But where did some of these other people go wrong?
Debt. Debt is the number one killer. Debt ruins every other financial decision that we make, and I would suggest that credit card debt is the worst of all evils.
Right.
Because it's so easy to use. You know, you go to Starbucks, you put $4 on the card, not a big deal, but
sure,
we put things on the card all day long, every day, and it adds up, and so many people are in a financial hole that they feel like they can't even get out of.
Yeah.
Add on top of that the 27 or 29%, which should be usury, that these companies are charging us. That's one of the things we have to do, is we have to learn how to manage our debt. We've really been fed a bill of goods by the card companies, the mortgage companies with the interest only, and putting us into homes that we couldn't afford. And it's just, you know, you have to take back your life, and you do that with knowledge.
I agree, people have to do that, but let's talk about that, because people have to take responsibility for some of that. Let's face it, if they're dumb enough to let themselves fall into those traps, are they smart enough to get out of it?
Well, dumb and smart are tough words, but or in the old days they'd say them there's fighting words.
Sure. And they should be fighting, because if they're hating life right now and they're in financial ruin, if they're not upset at themselves, I don't know if they can ever get out of it, Bruce.
Well, that's the key. They need to be mad, and they need to be upset with themselves, and they need to put their foot down and say, look, I'm going to go learn from good sources of knowledge some financial principles so that this never happens to me again as long as I live.
Nice. All right, so they need to have, what's it take, a financial sting. My father went through it, the Great Depression. He still reflects on what he does today because of what happened in the Great Depression. Will we learn that same lesson, Bruce?
I hope so. I hope so, but we are a culture, especially in America, of convenience. And I want something, I deserve it, I want it now, I'll worry about paying it later.
Sure.
You know, I agree that those folks who lived through the Great Depression, they learned lessons that are lasting the entirety of their lives. I don't know if this recession is going to do that for enough people, but I hope what it does is it inspires them to read books. This is just one. This isn't the end all. But to read books, to listen to programs like yours, to really take some time to study how to do it right with their finances. And here's a guarantee that I'll give you. You don't hear that a lot in finance.
Hit us with it.
If you will clean up your financial act, if you will do the things that Solomon talks about in The Solomon Secret, I guarantee you it will not only make your financial life better, it'll make your whole life better, because you'll feel better about yourself.
My love life, Bruce?
You know what? If you get out of debt, I think your wife might love you more. Who knows?
She might, Bruce. She might. All right, so listen. Financial freedom, independence, if you will, because that's what we're talking about here today, Bruce, is not necessarily having a lot of money in the bank, is it? It could be just simply not having people reaching in your pocket, people that you owe. That could be financial freedom, couldn't it, Bruce?
That to me, that is really the answer and the essence of financial freedom. Solomon says in old world literature, he said that when you are in debt, you are in fact a slave to the master who gave you that credit.
Right.
And if you've ever received a phone call over dinner from a debt collector and you thought, oh man, I don't want to have to deal with this right now,
yeah,
you know that you're a slave to those who you owe money to. So the answer is, let's get smart all of a sudden and let's start to get out of debt. Nowhere does Solomon say you can't have nice things and you can't enjoy your life and spend money.
Those are rewards.
There are right ways to do it and there are wrong ways to do it.
All right, after years from Wall Street and years from your experience, because you were on Wall Street forever, weren't you?
Yes.
What kind of common misconceptions are there about wealth and money?
I would say two come to the top of my head.
Yeah.
One is that there's a secret, probably not the best word for me to use given the title of my book, but that there's a secret to making money. There's some secret that those with wealth know, and that if I know it and I can just figure out that formula, I'll be rich too. Well, that's baloney. People who have made money, they know that it's hard work,
right,
and a lot of patience. And then the other thing that I think I've learned, and you know this, when you work on Wall Street, you make a lot of money, and I was under the false assumption that the more money I made and the larger the homes and the nicer the cars and the better the golf memberships, the happier I would be.
Yeah.
What I've learned, and I'm a walking example of someone who fell into that trap.
Yeah.
Since I've gotten out of that trap, we've downsized our home. We've got cars that we don't owe any money on. We just have real freedom in our lives to do whatever we want now. And it was false that money, is the only way to buy happiness. It's just not true. It's the opposite. It's enjoying life and enjoying your family and having control over your finances that
Bruce,
really brings true happiness.
You said that. That's the key word is being debt or virtually debt-free is freedom, because debt is like an anchor. It's like being handcuffed to a corpse, if you will. It's just very, very detrimental to us individually and professionally, too, on a business scale. So if there was one thing, Bruce, in The Solomon Secret, the book that you co-authored with, what would it be? If there's one thing that stands out you want everybody to know about, what would it be?
I think it would be that if you'll follow some simple rules, you'll really enjoy your life more. I don't think it's any one chapter. I think it's in the entirety of the process of taking back control over your life, and you can do that very simply by following some of these old world examples. I'm getting emails from all over North America already, and the book's only been out 2 weeks.
Nice.
Of people saying, you know what, you were right. It's not that hard. I made some changes, and I can't believe how good I feel that I'm now in control instead of my creditors.
Right. All right, there you have it. Solomon's Secret is the name of the book. Take a look at it there. Bruce Fleet is with us today. 7 Principles of Financial Success from King Solomon's, the history's wealthiest man. Bruce, where can we find a copy of The Solomon's Secret today?
The book is available at bookstores all throughout North America, at Amazon.com, and if you'd like, you're welcome to go to my website, which is www.brucefleet.com, brucefleet.com. And you'll see all of my writing, and you can even email me if you have a question. You can get to me through the website.
Good information.
Any way you get it, just get it, read it, and do what it says, and I promise you it'll work for you.
There you have it, brucefleet.com, and it's up on your screen. Brucefleet.com is where you can find it. That's how you spell Bruce Fleet. And, of course, head out, get a copy today. The Solomon's Secret, Barnes & Noble, out for a couple of weeks now. Barnes & Noble, Amazon.com, another great place. And don't forget, you also have that bookstore over in that corner in your community. Support your community. They need it, too, right? All right, Bruce, thanks for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kurt.
You're more than welcome, Bruce Fleet, folks. And once again, The Solomon Secret is the name of the book. All right.